This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV on day 2 at Cloud Expo East in New York in the year of 2016. And we are joined now by Dan Choquette with RackN, all the way from Austin, Texas, which is not important. What's important is what he does. So thanks for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about hybrid cloud and how easy it is to deploy across it.
It's easy? Who told you that?
I'm sorry. Who gave me the wrong notes? Oh, we're going to talk about how you make it easy.
Yes. So RackN is a software company that we take how a hybrid infrastructure scenario, which consists of clouds, virtualization, traditional data center technologies, how to make them all work together seamlessly from an operational perspective. A lot of organizations today are addressing this challenge using DevOps principles, DevOps software technologies, cross-platform, cloud mover technologies. But the issue that we're solving is how to get software-defined networking, container provisioning technologies, traditional networking technology in the data center, security, all working seamlessly so that if you do need to move a workload or applications from physical infrastructure to cloud or cloud to cloud, you're not bound to these platforms. You have the mobility to pick the best technology for your business and for your platform.
I have a habit of saying it's all about the data, and I talk about data growth. It's actually all about the workload, right?
It is about the workload, because the workload is what kind of facilitates the world. If you think containerized applications is how you can best grow your business and manage these applications as you continue to innovate and develop, that's important. A lot of organizations are still sticking to traditional virtualization and servers because that's the best way that they can meet the economics that their business demands, and delivering technology that's dependable to their users. So we kind of see the best of both worlds. We see traditional usage of technology, but we also see how organizations are looking to be much more innovative, and there needs to be that meeting from an operational standard.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about DevOps, a couple of years ago, all the developers got really excited about DevOps because it means they could just, make stuff up and throw it over there and expect it to work, and the ops guys hated it. Now we're a little more enlightened, and I think ops is understanding that the pressures they're under to deploy continuously. When you're talking to customers, have you seen that sort of change of the operations guys being more in favor, or what is your world when it comes to customers in the dev and the ops sides?
Yeah, we've seen both, actually. So we've seen organizations that are highly innovative, that have embraced DevOps principles. Even within the IT organization, they'll run scrums and they'll run various DevOps tools to deliver software-defined networking and other software-based technologies. But we're also seeing organizations that are really struggling with it, because a lot of it is based on the talent and the aptitude and the experience of the teams at work. Certainly you have application developers that can build application containers that are very highly fluent in this methodology, so they have an understanding of how to be very efficient with DevOps. But traditional infrastructure teams, they haven't been living in that world, so they're trying to catch up. But in a behavioral thing that we run into is that they're trying to catch up, but in that instance where they're frustrated by the process, whether they don't understand or don't have the time, and we all know data center folks don't have the time, it's almost that they want to pull back and operate in a much more siloed fashion. So we see that too. And that's another problem that we try to address by having repeatable, templatized technologies that you can just deliver. So if an organization isn't operationally set up, whether it be the IT folks aren't set up to talk to the application folks, they can already use a proven, tried and true technology stamp to repeatably test against and build against their applications. So we're trying to serve both.
I'm thinking about this. It's interesting because we talk about DevOps culture as if you can just give lectures to the ops people, but it's actually, you're describing a practical reality, and you're describing a practical solution to do it by templatizing things and trying to get there. It's not so much a intuitive pushback as it is just wait a minute, guys, we're flying the plane here. Show us how to navigate it, maybe?
Yeah, DevOps, to deploy DevOps, the technologies, the business practices, the discipline, trying to create a collaborative type culture in the absence of one is extremely difficult. And you're going to get, organizational pushback. It's going to happen. So in any type of, if they ask you, okay, go on a crash diet, well, what are the odds of you succeeding with that crash diet? Right. Slim and none. But if you introduce new small pieces into creating that behavioral change, you're going to have a much greater chance of success in realizing that goal as opposed to just making a wholesale change out of the gate. And that's what we're trying to do. Is DevOps is still in its very early stage, and we believe that it takes a very methodical, baby step approach to executing on a DevOps type culture.
So making operations easy across many infrastructures and virtualizing and the as a service sort of culture. This sounds like sort of a long-term engagement with customers. How do you approach them and let them know, give them that security that everything's going to be okay, even as their needs are probably changing after they're doing business with you?
Yeah, so we're a software company, and traditionally as the way the software market has shifted to having a much more of a vendor hands-off approach, we have an open source strategy, which fosters DevOps, being able to use things on your own, and then kind of having your own internalizing of ideas on how to use this technology in your DevOps type operational flow. Our organization, our company, we've been in the DevOps space for years, software development and bleeding edge organizations. So from that perspective, our software is designed to operate very efficiently in a DevOps type framework, not only from a philosophical standpoint, but also from a technology standpoint, where we interact with other DevOps mainstay technologies like Chef, Puppet, Ansible, and such.
Okay, practical, not just philosophical. Where are you online? What's your URL?
It's RackN.com, and our open source stop is rebar.digital, so you can download our software and test it out.
That's where you want to go. Our audience will be all over that. Prepare for a massive data spike, and they're going to come and see it. Dan, thank you much for joining us. Thanks for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.